Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In my previous video, I explained the steps of creating your own Azure free trial account and also your Fabric trial account. In this video, I will explain a bit about the platform of Microsoft Fabric. So Microsoft Fabric is an analytics platform that supports end-to-end workflows, including data ingestion, transformation, real-time stream processing, analytics, and reporting. It provides an integrated experience such as data engineering, data factory, data science, real-time intelligence, data warehouse, and databases as well, which operate over a shared storage model. So here I have a picture of the architecture that Microsoft Fabric follows. Here you can see that you have multiple experiences at the top, which is data factory, data engineering, data factory being used for orchestration, data engineering for your transformations, and so on. So all of these experiences are based on the serverless compute that Microsoft Fabric manages internally. You can see that you can use Spark for data factory data engineering for your Spark transformations, your Transact SQL for your finance type of structured data to keep in data warehousing, your Custo query language for real-time intelligence for your telemetry data, and your analysis services for your dashboarding in Power BI. So it has a lot of features including mirroring facility as well. So mirroring will help you mirror your data from your Azure SQL database, and there are upcoming databases which will be added to Fabric as well. So it will directly copy your data from your desired um, database such as Azure SQL DB to OneLake. So OneLake is kind of a platform where storage where Microsoft Fabric stores all of its data in. So this is a centralized place where all of your data such as 360 customer 360 finance and service telemetry data resides. So it provides a unified place, a governance place to govern all your data. uh, Even you have the facility of shortcuts to set up in your OneLake. So these shortcuts can be added to Azure, Amazon, S3, ADLS, Gen 2 containers, Dataverse, Google GCP drives, Amazon S3, like I said. So these are some of the few shortcuts that you can create in OneLake. So these shortcuts are actually a virtualized data, so you can see all of your external data in OneLake, which are present in these external sites without moving or duplicating it. So Fabric actually is delivered as a software as a service, a SaaS platform that uses OneLake as a centralized logical data lake for storing and accessing data across your workloads. So if we see the pattern that Microsoft Fabric is deployed, it is actually provisioned on a tenant. So it will be so a Microsoft Fabric will be created on one tenant. So your tenant you can see in your Microsoft Azure. If you go to Microsoft Entra ID, you can see that your tenant ID is present here. So this is your tenant, and inside your tenant you can create multiple capacities within one tenant, or else you can have just one capacity and multiple workspaces within it. So here you can see that capacity A has multiple workspaces within it, and this has a single workspace. It depends on your workload and your company, how your deployment is actually set up. If you want to have your dev, test, and prod as separate workspaces within the same capacity, you can follow this model. Or else if you want greater isolation, you can go for capacity per workload. So development will be one capacity, and QA will be a different capacity, right? So now this Fabric provisioning is actually needs a Fabric capacity to be set up. So this capacity is chosen as per the SKUs that are provided by Microsoft. So these SKUs or stock keeping units are increasing like this, like F2, F4, F8, getting doubled with every increase of the instance. So right now I am in a trial capacity which provides the 64 capacity units F64, and thereafter it will increase like this. So as and when this capacity or SKUs increase, you will get greater compute capacity for your workload, right? So let's head back to the Microsoft Fabric portal. So right now I'm in the app fabric.microsoft.com. This is the main homepage of the Power BI service of Fabric. So this actually shows your options and recommended settings for your Power BI. As you can see that it is telling me to explore basic Power BI concepts, some of the predefined templates to see how your dashboarding will work with the existing sample databases. And here you can see that there are some items that I have already created in my workspace, right? Now, if you want to have a Fabric view of your portal instead of the Power BI view, you can head down to this left side bottom icon where it shows Power BI. Click on this and you can see that right now we are in Power BI, and a Fabric option is available. So if you click on this Fabric option here, it will take you to the Microsoft Fabric specific portal where you will see some familiar options such as basic data analytics, data analytics is a SQL, Medallion architecture, which are more common towards the data engineering aspect, right? So here also you can see some related recommended learning modules such as ingest into data, data into Fabric, build a lake house, and all of those things, right? So if we head back to the Power BI, or if we just stay here, you can see that there are multiple options on this left side pane and this icon over here. So this actually shows all the apps that you have at the moment under your tenant, under your name. So you have the Power BI, you have some security settings, you also have the purview, and there are multiple other apps that will show up here. In a production environment or in a company setup, you can also see SharePoint and Office 365 apps here as well, right? And which can be accessed through this link. Now if we return back here to this left pane, so you can see that there are workspaces. So these are the workspaces that I have at the moment. So this my workspace will be created for all the users. This is personal to your particular ID, your particular user, and you can create multiple workspaces here by clicking on this new workspace icon. So I've created two workspace, dev and test. So you can go ahead and create multiple workspaces as per your requirement. Like if I need a prod workspace at this moment, I can create that and provide a description, which is always a good practice. And even you can assign a domain to it. So domains would be your kind of data mart for data mesh situations, like your finance domain, your marketing domain, and such. You can provide a image to that the users that will be accessing this particular workspace and the workspace type here, right? So this is so since I'm using the Fabric trial capacity, I can assign it the Fabric trial capacity and then select on apply. So this is going to create a workspace for me, which is the prod. Now if you go back to the workspaces here, you can see that prod is now created here, right? So inside a workspace, like if you go back to our dev workspace, you can see that we can create multiple items inside this with this plus new item icon. If you click on this new item icon, Microsoft Fabric will provide you lots of options that you can select from. These are quite many things, so let's collapse this options, and then we can see a high level of what all these options actually do on a high level. So we can see that we have get data, mirror data, store data, and prepare data, and all of these services, right? So if you go to get data, you can use all of these services which is provided by Microsoft Fabric to ingest your data depending on your workload or depending on your type of data, right? Now if we go back to the left pane here, we can see that there is a Copilot option here. Unfortunately, the trial capacity Copilot is not available. This would be available when you have a paid capacity, like I showed you before, that you can the paid capacity starts from an F2 capacity, so Microsoft Copilot will be available from there. Now there is a one lake catalog option here. So this one lake catalog, like I said, that one lake is a centralized logical data lake for storing and accessing data across your workload. So there are these many items that are present in the one lake at the moment. I also created some items myself, which is this dev lake house, these warehouses and all. So that will show up here as you create them, right? Now let's click on this monitor icons. In the monitor, you can see that you can track the statuses of your activities, your pipeline runs, and everything inside this. It will show you which pipelines have run, failed, and their metadata information like start time and submitted by, and you can even see more options here about your run, which you can see from here. Right at this moment, only the status submitted by and location is selected. You can select all of these additional activities as well, right? um, Now we can see there is a real-time option or experience here, which will take you to the various options that you can take in order to ingest your real-time data here. So all of these options and features that you see are dedicated to real-time ingestion, right? Connecting to your real-time data sources, even some learning hands-on workshops as well, right? So if we let's go back to the Power BI experience of Microsoft Fabric. So here you can see there are multiple other options here that we get here. Now since this is a Power BI dedicated page, so if you click here on this plus icon, you can already see that it says new report. So it helps you create new report from scratch, and basically dedicated on creating dashboards and reports, right? You can create your you can get your data or use your Excel and CSV, right? And then let's go to the browse icon. It is kind of similar to what we saw in OneLake catalog. So in this browse, actually you can see all of your other details as well, your favorite icons, favorite items here as well, so which you can do from here, like this table lakehouse. If I click on this favorite icon, it will show up here. Then we can see what this apps mean. So in this apps, it says that it's a collection of dashboard and reports, which is in one easy to find place. So in this apps, it is kind of some templates that are available from Microsoft. So if you click on that get apps icon, it will take you some pre-existing apps that are present here. So if you click on the search icon here and type in Fabric, you can see that there is one of the predefined capacity monitoring metric app, which is provided by Microsoft, which is Microsoft Fabric Capacity Metrics. So here you can see, and it is free of cost, that you can download this app in your own new workspace, and you can see how your workloads are performing, which workloads are taking the most of the compute and time, and all of those monitoring things you can get from here, right? Let's get back to the workspace here, and you have also your deployment pipelines here. So the deployment pipelines is basically your CI/CD setup, which is your typical dev, test, and prod release pipeline. So this is kind of the version in Microsoft Fabric where you can create a new deployment pipeline, and it will deploy across workspaces or within workspaces as well. Um, Now let's see what else we have here. So if we click on here, we also have some learn options here, which you can obviously go ahead and see if you're a beginner in Microsoft Fabric, some hands-on experience. And yep, if you go to the top right side here, you can see how many trial days are left for you. You can also see this focus mode here. This focus mode essentially just hides this left side panel. You can see all your notifications, how been what you have been doing in your workspaces, like your pipelines, success pipelines. If you created any new schema, any lake houses or anything, these notifications show up here. If you go to the settings, there are a lot many settings here, and the main setting here, if you are an admin, is the admin portal. So this admin portal itself has a lot of settings that you can go ahead and enable or disable for your particular Microsoft Fabric capacity, or even the workspaces as well, right? So this is a very exhaustive list of the settings that you can do. Maybe I'll take this up in a separate video. uh, and there are a lot many options here as well, some developer settings here, which you can also enable or disable. If you want to see your tenant, your Fabric license type, you can see from here the license is a free type, as you can see, and 45 days are remaining. And since I have not purchased any Fabric capacity yet, it is asking me to buy Fabric now or buy Pro now, which is Power BI Pro. Yeah, right. So all in all, Microsoft Fabric is quite a big tool, which is like a very big analytics platform that supports, end-to-end data workflows. And going forward, we'll start by creating some pipelines, some data flows, and lake houses and data warehouses within our workspaces, and we'll see how that works. So Yep, that's all for this video, and hope to see you in the next one. Thank you.